Hansi Flick has now been reported that he will be continuing his stay at Barcelona for the next 3-4 years and then look to retire at coaching. Considering he is 60 years old, this kind of makes sense. But the fact of the matter is that Barcelona fans do not deserve this man, because I remember when Xavi was on the brink of getting sacked, or when he did get sacked and he was announced as the manager, nothing but bad, bad hatred comments and bad ideas, bad mentality towards Hansi Flick was, put abroad on the social media platforms. And it was absolutely disgusting, considering Hansi Flick was a perfect man for the job. And I knew this would be the best hire they could possibly get, considering his tryout was literally embarrassing Messi's Barcelona 8-2. 8-2, lads. That's absolutely, a horrendous performance for Barcelona put out, and considering he was a manager that made that Bayern team humiliate Messi's Barcelona 8-2 and then win the Champions League dominantly, made him the perfect man. I never understood why there was even a debate for him to be signed. And look, he even saved Rafinha, saying that Hansi Flick basically made him, feel important and feel like he wanted him and he could count on him. So he decided to stay at Barcelona instead of leaving. And considering Rafinha at the moment is the #1 Ballon d'Oro candidate, shows everything right with Hansi Flick. He basically got his star man here to go on the opposite side of Lamine Yamal and, serve Lewandowski. And it has been a fantastic decision to keep Rafinha and keep him happy at the club. Hansi Flick has Barcelona in a very great position if you consider everything, because right now they are tied in points with Real Madrid, who won the Champions League, right? Added Kylian Mbappe, and still Barcelona at the moment tied in points with the game in hand. So all they have to do is not lose that game in hand, and they are top of the league. In the Champions League, they are in the quarterfinals. They play Dortmund, who they are heavily favored against, right? Then they're going to play either Inter or Bayern. And Bayern Munich, if you're scared of them, don't be, because they have tons of injuries going down, like Alphonso Davies, one of them, a torn ACL, out for 6 months. This Bayern team isn't that strong. They have a newcomer, Vincent Kompany, as their manager. And Vincent Kompany, what do you do with Burnley? Relegate him. So Barcelona have every single domino pointed at them being able to make the Champions League final, and them to actually have a real chance of winning La Liga as well. So consider these, comments from Barca fans when they said Xavi has been sacked and informed Hansi Flick is set to be appointed. You would see Laporta's an absolute clown. How can he treat a legend like that? Well, he's put Barcelona in a position that Xavi has never put, Barca in, which is actually be toe-to-toe with Real Madrid, if not above Real Madrid, And Real Madrid got Kylian Mbappe, who they've been flirting with throughout Xavi's tenure. You guys to forever to decide this. So pathetic. Okay, bad grammar, but so pathetic is kind of crazy. Laporta better be gone by the next election. That's awful. That's shocking. Barca's so disrespectful. Now who will manage the game versus Sevilla? Well, Hansi Flick, lad. With all these comments, it just shows that, the Barca fans didn't really know ball to me. Because Hansi Flick, look at this, literally won Bayern Munich, an absolute dominant UCL, ends up leaving, getting a national team, job. It doesn't work out. Then he's there for hire. It seems like this guy is an absolute beast when it comes to the club level. And he goes to Barcelona and he's absolutely dominating, rescuing players, developing the youth, giving young players opportunities. It's absolutely poetic what this man's done for Barcelona, and it doesn't get accredited enough. To me, he's on the same level as, the likes of Ancelotti, and all these other world-class managers, Pep Guardiola. He just doesn't have probably the past that they have because they've been a manager for a lot longer. But Hansi Flick, to me, is a world-class manager, and Barcelona are lucky to have him. And with all their financial crisis, they seem to have everybody, the whole media, looking over their financial crisis, because with what he's got, he's been able to absolutely perform and get the best out of his club. He knows he's not going to be able to get these top, transfer targets that he probably has, like Isak, to replace, or Gyökeres to be able to replace Lewandowski, but he is working with Lewandowski and getting the best out of him. And shout out to this man who saved Barcelona, man. And I'm not even a Barcelona supporter or want to see Barcelona do well, but this man right here has my utmost respect. So anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment down below if you actually like the Hansi Flick signing before it was announced, or before all the success. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.